squad updates? Anybody back in contention? Big Craig, for example, is he back in contention for the weekend?
Yeah, so Craig's managed to put 4 or 5 days of training now together since, I think, back in Thursday, Friday, Saturday. He's playing in a bounce game, 45 minutes today, and I spoke with Steve yesterday and we were happy that he was fully fit and back training, so hence why he's in the squad. You know, Steve's was keen to put him back in. In terms of other injuries, just as we are, nothing from the weekend, and I think we just have those 1 or 2 longer term ones. As you, the game's going to come too quick for him, unfortunately for us, but he's going along fine. When we come out the break, he'll get some work done in the international break, and we'll look as if we could be able to get him fit for the next game after that. So everybody else, other than Azu, young Finlay Pollock, who's a wee bit longer term, and Ryan Fulton in goals, obviously.
In terms of Craig being back in the Scotland squad again, what does that tell us about how highly he's regarded in terms of, you know, being a goalkeeper, given the fact he's not played for the first team anyway for about 4 months?
Yeah, obviously Steve's opinion is the opinion that matters. You know, you're better asking Steve on that, but it's clear that you know, when he's fit and available, Steve's got a higher regard for him to get him in, as we all do here, particularly at Hearts. You know, we're really keen for Craig to be back fully fit and putting a body of work behind him in terms of his training. It's been a wee bit stop-start for him, so I think we're now 12-13 games into the season and we haven't had him available for us, so hopefully, as I say, he can come through today, just build his training minutes up. I think in a way with Scotland will be good for him in that sense, in terms of training every day. Obviously our boys will get a few days off in the international break, so I think all that will just kind of bolster his minutes, bolster his kind of that momentum of staying fit. And his longevity, he's been outstanding in his career, and it's clear that you don't just get longevity because you're a good goalkeeper. There's so many other attributes, that motivation, determination, appetite to keep working, you know, and he's got all that, Craig, clearly.
Does it make your job a little bit more difficult that you've got so many good goalkeepers now on your books? And I know some of them haven't been available, like Craig, over the last few weeks. But
yeah, well, like I say, it's like we're 12 games into the season, from League Cup and league games, I think, and we've not had them available, so we took it upon ourselves to sign Alexander, and we feel that was the right decision, and we're fortunate, as you say, we're blessed with good goalkeepers. We've got young Liam McFarlane, who's in the 21 squad, and he'll do some work with the senior squad as well, and he's out on loan, and somebody we've got high regard. We've got young Harry Stone. There was a time there, even up to a couple of weeks, with 3 goalkeepers out injured, so it's and at the back end of last season all the senior goalkeepers were injured here as well, so so if we can keep them fit, then I've got a problem, but I've not had them all fit.
There's a lot of good noise being said about Hearts at the moment. How does that make you feel when you are receiving these plaudits, not just the team but you personally as well, about being able to have such a big squad, keep everybody happy and win games of football?
Yeah, I mean, people want to talk about the size of the squad, and it is, you know, we've got a strong squad, we've got good options in certain areas. Some areas were stronger than others, like every squad, but you know, once the window closes, it's any manager's job just to work with what they've got, and I'm been really happy with the squad that I inherited, and obviously we've added to that. There's been a few boys I've moved on to get some regular football as well, so the squad's from day one, from testing back in June, the players have been first class with our work, and that's got to continue. You know, I think it's important for us all to recognise that we have to keep improving as we go along. Those improved performances will only help us get results, and it's results that we're all after in the game. So been pleased with what they've gave us. I thought Saturday's game, because you know there's no point winning at Ibrox if you don't follow it up with a home victory, and as well as Falkirk are doing, it would have the criticism would have came if we hadn't won that game, and I thought we dealt with the game brilliantly. I thought the game was such a strong performance from us. It was probably the game I've enjoyed most, and not in terms of outcome, because you might enjoy every victory the same, but just in terms of how we played and kind of dealt with the game, both with the ball and without it.
What the pundits are now saying, Hearts can put in a challenge towards the top end of the table. I think the bookmakers now have Hearts as second favourites to win the league. Yes, we're only 6 games in. Is it way too early to be even thinking about that?
I don't know what pundits are. There's more pundits who'll say we can't. Let's be honest, we're 6 league games into a season. And listen, I don't, our fights with ourselves, it's stupid to say we're in a title fight at the minute, and we're not getting drawn into that. For us, our fight is with ourselves to improve on what wasn't good enough last season, and we need to try and improve on that. So, like I said, and I'll keep saying it, so everybody can ask me as we go along, but until we're a couple of rounds of fixtures round the block with that, then we're not prepared to get drawn into that. We have just got to try and deal with the next game. The next game's difficult enough.